That's a good question.
There was some issues with you.
Talk again.
You talk.
Hey, it's working. I fixed it. I know how to do things.
So proud of you.
Thank you. Hello and welcome, everyone.
It's not come in through my voice.
No, it was very
good.
clear.
Oh, good.
Like it was. Like I could poke it with a stick.
Nice. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody, to the 8-Bit Show.
I think they feel pretty welcome.
Yeah. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Yeah, hanging in there. That's good. As usual, I am Frankie 10029. I just need to change my username now, huh? Like
Probably, yeah. But I don't know. It's been so long.
I know, right?
Like it just confuses people because it's not accurate. Like what they type in isn't accurate.
Nope. That is, of course, Two Littles 505.
Yeah.
And Coffee and Corn Dogs.
Who wants to know?
It is you.
Yes.
Coffee, it is you.
Indeed.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about video games, video game news, media, all the things, all the nerd stuff.
You want it? We got it.
Yeah.
Nerd stuff coming out the wazoo.
The best, the hottest, and the latest.
Did you see Nerd Gauze?
None of what I said was true or accurate.
Nerd gauze sounds really gross. Gauze specifically for nerds. Or is it just gauze that has been used by nerds?
Yes.
All the battle injuries. Or something.
Well, you know how often we fight.
It's true.
Nerds notoriously known for fighting off all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I fight off disease every day.
So yeah, shall we hop right into the news?
Oh yeah.
The news bit.
You said it's been a heck of a week, so I'm excited that you haven't noticed.
Yeah, do you want me to start it off here?
Go for it.
All right. So let's see. So we got Spider-Man 2 for the PC has officially been announced. January release date.
Just in time for my B-Day.
Yeah.
I deserve it. Being such a good boy this year.
There won't be any additional content, which that's fine. So I think that means I finally need to like actually start up Spider-Man and get cracking on it. So I can.
The first one was fun. I played the first one.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to says I need to play it. So
I never played the Miles one. Just because it's always been at like a price point for like what it is. It's always been at a price point that I don't really want to pay.
Yeah, it was on sale on Steam not that long ago.
Yeah, but for like $30.
Was it really?
With the sale, and that's still too much for my taste.
That's fair. But yeah, I've heard it's amazing. Heard both of them are amazing. Another thing that I've heard that it feels like though that they should stop and take a break, which it sounds like they are. They're not gonna. They're switching away from Spider-Man and doing something else for the next game, right?
I have no idea.
I think so. I think that was the rumor. So yeah, I'm excited. Excited for that to come in.
They do have a lot of games, so.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty fast turnaround for a PC release. That was a PlayStation exclusive. Like this might be the fastest. I think.
Fastest yet.
Yeah.
Keep speeding it up, Sony.
PC exclusive.
Yeah, from
from
PlayStation exclusive to PC.
I guess from ones that didn't release at the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you had Helldivers.
That's true.
Which,
but that was less of a Sony game and more of like a Sony sponsored game, right?
Yeah.
They just poured their money into it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as consoles goes, it released exclusively on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's exciting. Some good old Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with some Spider-Man.
Mm-mm.
Well, then I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep going if you want. I have a few, I think I have a few more than you, so. Now that
well, in the vein of like cool things that I heard announced, IO Interactive, the guys who did Hitman, the team behind Hitman.
Oh yeah.
Apparently signed a licensing deal to do what they're currently calling Project 007.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing a James Bond thing.
Yeah, I didn't read about this. It's been a while since I've been into a James Bond game, so
this, I used to play like all of them. I don't know why they were like the worst of like first person shooter games, especially some of them.
Okay, so you agree that they were not good, except for GoldenEye. GoldenEye was good for its time. It's not good now. For its time.
It was good. No, it was good. And there were some ones that were fun. They were fine. Like all of them were like, based on a movie.
Yeah. Well, I just remember when GoldenEye came out, like I loved the crap out of that game. I played so much of it.
Everyone loves GoldenEye. Yeah.
And then the one that came out after that was The World Is Not Enough. And that game sucked.
Yeah, it did.
Like it was.
There were some other ones that came out. Like I remember I had one on the GameCube that was pretty fun, and it had a pretty fun like multiplayer going for it.
Mm-hmm.
But they never quite hit again like 007 for sure.
Yeah, no. It's weird though because I was talking to a friend recently that their husband really, really liked The World Is Not Enough. And I feel like I don't know if that's just like for everyone. Like there's just a Bond game that I feel like everyone attaches themselves to. It's one of those like I don't know if it's the first one that you play or what, but
I felt that way about Time Splitters for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my first person shooter game. I loved that series.
Mm-hmm. Time Splitters was good. That was fun.
But yeah, IO responded. They said we absolutely feel like our 20 plus years in training for an agent fantasy, creating an agent that travels the world, globetrotting and whatnot, does give us some know-how. But obviously, James Bond is a different IP. And for the first time, it's actually the first IP that's not an original IP from ground up. That's coming from the CEO, I believe.
Have they still been like? Did the Daniel Craig movies get games?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably some more like 007 games that I don't know. But the exciting thing about this one is something that I thought was kind of cool. Not only does IO have a reputation for like, I think they'll do well in making a Bond game. That like the Hitman games, I can see their knowledge from that being lent over well to said Bond game.
Oh yeah, totally.
But also, they get to do an original story, so they're not.
Oh really?
It's not a gamification of any movie. It's
or like, because it sounded like, what was that cartoon? Do you remember the was it the James Bond Jr.? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
The Adventures of James Bond Jr. Something like that. I was wondering if it was going to be something like that because it has to do with the younger Bond, right?
There are talks that he did mention something about it being like in a younger thing, but I think the more like exciting thing, and it doesn't matter to me whether he's younger or whatever, when you want to put it, Bond is more of a handle anyways. It's not like you're ever dealing with the same guy.
Yeah.
For intensive purposes, but like the fact that they get to create their own story, I think is really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
And something that can lead to something
well, it's something that can be like tailor-made for a game, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of adapting something, because I think that's where it fell apart. Is that what GoldenEye did really well is kind of put down some staples of the shooter genre, and just made a really good multiplayer. The controls were difficult to say the least, but I think the big thing that hampers those games is the way they have to shoehorn in a full game that mixes with the story of each movie. Well,
that's always been a definite hamper for it. I mean, that hampers like any game that's like that, right? Like,
yeah,
there's not a lot of games that are direct off of movies and whatnot that are any good. I can think of one off the top of my head, and that's the Aladdin game from like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that game rocked. That was a great platformer game, but it's been like it when it comes to like movie games, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, the Matrix game was a nightmare.
I remember when I first saw that too. I really, really wanted to check that game out, but
not gonna lie, I actually played that game like a whole bunch. It was a trash game, but man,
it was one of those shitty games you love to play, though. Love to hate it.
Yeah, I was really into the Matrix.
That's fair.
Until the last one came out, and I was like, did I just watch Dragon Ball Z?
Right? That's immediately what I thought. Immediately. But I did like the mechs. I love the mechs in that.
Project 007. That seems cool.
Yeah. So, I assume there isn't any word on when they're planning to release this game. It's just in the works currently, right?
No, I mean, currently what we know about it so far, too, is it's more than a game. They want to do
a series.
They're hoping to do a trilogy out of it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And they're going with a younger Bond to appeal to like gamers.
Yeah.
Give them something of their own, like a Bond of their own that they can go with.
Yeah. A Bond of their own. Okay, that's cool.
What else you got?
Next up, I'm surprised this wasn't in your list. Because we are looking at getting some more Dave the Diver games. Yeah. CEO of Mint Rocket has stated that he wants to expand Dave the Diver into multiple games. That's pretty much all that's been said, but I think it's cool, and I thought you in particular would be interested.
I like Dave the Diver. It was a fun game.
Well, it sounded really fun from what you said. I really should check it out.
It's an enjoyable, like, casual game.
Yeah.
There's nothing too crazy about it or anything.
Yeah. something nice to relax to. But it's good because I think I'll have to go back to the article real quick. I think he said, yeah, it sold 4 million copies, so they did good. They did good.
Yeah, and recently, I don't know if we ever talked about it, but they became an actual independent. There was some like controversy because they got like an independent game of the year award.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so there's some talk about like what qualifies as an independent company.
Yeah.
But they actually they became an independent company recently, which is pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. What do you got next?
Let's see. I've got the developers of Rogue Legacy officially released its source code in the pursuit of sharing knowledge. For the first game, Rogue Legacy 1, you can now get it off of GitHub. Of course, this doesn't come with any of the music or the artwork or anything like that. It is just the code behind it.
That's cool.
You can grab it.
Yeah, when it comes to music, that's definitely something that gets stripped out of these source code releases.
It's been released in under a custom license. The code is free to download and compile for any personal and non-commercial use. But it's good to like share this information, right? Like,
well,
a lot of times that stuff is kept under like such like.
Yeah, like I think it's cool because people can get it working on their own systems. I mean, it says, is there a rule against sharing it? Because it sounded like personal use, non-commercial, might mean that okay, like say 10 years down the line, the original game isn't running so great on newer computers or whatever.
That's exactly part of the reason of why they're releasing it like they did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is so that no matter what happens to any digital storefront or internet access or whatever you may need or whatever is preventing you from playing the game, you can get past.
You can,
which is pretty great.
Yeah, games preservation is important. So
yeah, that's a big thing of it. I mean, mostly like the codes like don't go and use it for like making your own game to make money off of. Like,
yeah,
that's its big restriction.
Well, I think it could be interesting though, in that people can take that game, look at the source code, see how things work, and I mean that's going to be the tricky thing, right? Is like, yeah, don't copy and paste that code into your own game, but it could be used as a jumping off point,
a guideline, and learning.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
like for new indie developers, it's going to be a big thing.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I like hearing about these things more.
Yeah, I think it's always cool to see anything that can help, like saving games, like in an archival sense, game preservation, which I think is a fairly important thing. There's so many great games,
right,
that we must share with our newer generation.
Exactly.
How are they supposed to know the great wonders of Faxanadu? From the NES. I think that was NES.
I have no idea.
You had to like climb a tree. That's all I remember about the story.
What was the goal? To find free parking or something?
No, you had to like climb a tree, get to the top, all kinds of weapons. It was just a platformer game, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, next up, I got some Pokemon stuff. So this broke after our show last week, or maybe during even. But a bunch of basically, what's their name? Game Freak was hacked, and I guess like somebody got a hold of all sorts of information on upcoming stuff. I found this little quick slideshow on Kotaku that kind of outlined all the stuff that people have sifted through so far and been able to figure out like what's coming down the line. I'm not gonna share it on screen like I do other articles because it's one of those slideshow things and it's hella annoying.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but but there's some interesting stuff in there. Mainly having to do with some upcoming games, whether they're going to be on the next generation Switch, which it sounds like there's some discussion on whether one of the newer games is actually going to come to the old Switch or not, and they're still trying to figure that out. And having to do with some of the evolutions for some of the Pokemans. So I think this has some people excited. The only thing I was interested in, because I really, really liked the Detective Pikachu movie, but
yeah,
I guess they are still working on getting a sequel to that out. And the title, that's what I need to pull up here. The title was released somewhere. Where did that go? They're gonna do some more anime too. But the new movie is supposed to be called The Great Detective Pikachu. So we'll see what happens with it, because yeah, it was a fun movie. And the new anime, it's supposed to be, and this is the thing, is that it looks like this is still very much in the works of what they're trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do with the franchise, but it's hinted at that they're looking at going towards actually rebooting the franchise to kind of bring in a newer generation, kind of appeal to younger kids once again. I don't know if they're really losing that battle with Pokemon, but maybe they are, so maybe that's why they're thinking about doing this. But yeah,
that's cool. I didn't have any strong feelings towards the movie. It was all right.
I thought it was fun. It was better than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
That's fair.
I mean, that part with Mr. Mime, that was pretty good. I did not think that I could find any reason to like that Pokemon ever. but they did it. At least for me.
I mean, if you want to ignore a strong Pokemon, that's your prerogative.
Hey, I'm not even that big of a Pokemon fan at all. Like, I never beat a game. Like they're fun, but I'm just not like super into them, I never played the card game.
I had some cards. I never played the game.
Yeah. Did you just collect them?
Yeah, that's how I do it. I was always collecting cards. I had like X-Men cards, and like superhero cards. I did all those for a long time.
I had Mortal Kombat cards. Those were my prize and joy.
Nice. I had always into cards. Garbage Pail Kids and all those.
Are kids into cards anymore these days?
I don't know.
Or are we dating ourselves?
What else you got?
Use your hands. Let's see. Okay, so you have this one, the riot thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save the other thing that I have because it kind of goes hand in hand with that one. But I do also have the PlayStation Concert World Tour is coming.
Biting on my game? Is that what you said?
Huh?
You said you were biting on my game?
I don't know what you're talking about. What? PlayStation Concert. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Go for it.
Game biting.
What about it? What about a PlayStation Concert?
You calling me a biter?
An ankle biter?
Yeah, right.
The PlayStation Concert, it's starting up. It's not, there's no US dates announced yet. But it is going to be launching April 19th in Dublin, and making its way across Europe. At some point, they will be coming to the US. They only have dates for April and May currently. But I don't know. Things like this I think are really, really cool. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on these dates to see when they announce some US stuff, because being able to like enjoy some of the like your favorite video game music like symphonically is really cool. So I think people are into that. Yeah,
who's not into that?
Right? Who wouldn't be? So yeah, there's that upcoming at some point.
Well then, so you want to talk about Riot Games?
Let's see.
Or do we got? Well, I guess we got one other. I got one other thing.
Oh, you got one other thing too? Oh yeah. You do have one other thing. Yeah, let's do that other thing first.
All right. So the FTC has made a new ruling that prevents the like difficult getting rid of subscriptions. It should be easier to get rid of just about any subscription kind. No longer can places that you can sign up for online require you to go in. Like there's a whole bunch of gyms that do that.
Oh well, it's even shitty with, I think it was it Disney? Can't remember if it was Netflix. Netflix I was trying to unsubscribe from, and it was harder than I remember.
Yeah, so now it can't be any harder to sign up than it is to, or like canceling can't be any harder than it is to sign up.
Yeah. Which seems like a no-brainer, but
yeah, if you offer a quick sign up, one button sign up, well, now you have a one button
cancellation.
You can't get around that.
I think that's great, because I don't know what I was listening to too long ago, but it was probably something from Linus Tech Tips, where he was talking about trying to unsubscribe from some service where he signed up online, but he had to call in order to discontinue his account.
Yeah, no longer can they do that type of stuff. Like I was saying, like with gyms, some gyms, like scummy gyms, will require you to go in to cancel.
Yeah, in person.
Yeah.
And even then, I've heard that people will go in and they'll cancel, and then they'll still be charged the next month. And then they'll have to call in to support, which will then tell them that they need to go back into the business to go get it fixed, because they can't fix it on their end for some stupid reason.
Yeah, a lot of that has changed and been fixed. Places can no longer get away with like that really scummy anti-consumer behavior.
Yeah, it's on a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, it just gets worse like every time too. Anytime they find a loophole or some way they could get around it, or some other means to get someone's money.
Yeah, no, it's all about just making it so difficult to that it's no longer worth your time to unsubscribe. You know, and that's super shitty. The FTC has been doing a lot of stuff. There's
whole apps based on helping you get rid of subscriptions you don't want.
Right? Yeah.
There's whole apps based on it. Like, that's bad. Having a whole economy of things based around like getting rid of that subscription.
Yeah, it's super shitty. Yeah, nobody should. It just seems so dumb that you can click on a button and literally it'll be like, oh, do you want to use your Google Pay account? So you don't even have to type anything new in, you know, or oh, you use your PayPal account and you're just charged the money, you go on with life, but then you have to jump through hoops to cancel it, you know, for whatever reason that may be. It's just so ass backwards that
it's crazy.
I'm glad that the FTC has been cracking down on some of these things that are just so obvious. I have heard that this rule is coming under scrutiny. And so this might end up being tried in some legal courts.
Oh yeah, and it will be.
100%. The interesting thing though is that it sounds like both Democrat and Republicans are all for this rule that the FTC has made. So
it is a pretty bipartisan decision.
Yeah, so with whatever happens with any legal decision, it's literally going to come down to like legal loopholes.
Like it's only got to be the people who like aren't customers who don't want this, right? Like I can't see anybody going against like, oh yeah, because everybody I know, no matter their standing, their political standings, religious standings, whatever, we've all had that moment where like, why is this so hard to cancel? It's a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
It's even a joke on TV shows, like go cancel my cable, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm sure that even, you know, the CEOs of some of these businesses, when they're trying to cancel a subscription.
Yeah, you're hitting all kinds of people, like all the worst of us. In fact, the more money you have, the problem, more issue you have with this. You signed up for so many subscriptions, you don't even know which ones to cancel anymore.
Right. Yeah, so this I hope this means this actually goes away. So we'll see. But it's good. It's good that the FTC is doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up I got is Xbox Game Pass is it's actually going to include the latest Call of Duty as part of their what's it called? You know, when they bought them. What's that company? Activision Blizzard. There you go. Yeah. So now that just comes with Game Pass. I don't know. I might actually check it out. It's been a while since I played a Call of Duty. So yeah, maybe I'll pick it up and see if it's how it's evolved.
I've been hearing they've been having some problems. I can't remember what it was about, but some like players are complaining.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That can't be the new one though, or was that like a pre? Because it doesn't release until the 25th.
Yeah, I think it was for like the one that's currently out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think there is issues with the last game, some weird stuff having to do with some update or another. I think we talked about it, didn't we? I can't remember now.
Well, hopefully it's not what Riot does. the more I hear about Riot and League of Legends, the more I'm just glad I never ever bothered to play any of their games.
Well, okay. So yeah, we can talk about this a bit because I tried to dig into this when I read about it. But I'll let you explain what's going on.
League of Legends announced new skins. And they're like, instead of just, they're one of their like packages. Riot's been known to have like $200 skins.
Mm-hmm.
So they're, more of this type of thing, but they're basically bringing back loot boxes in a way. Because this one you can't just buy outright. The new skin, which is connected to the TV show.
Okay.
The season 2,
yeah,
I think just came out or is about to come out of Arcane. So this kind of ties to that. Gives Jinx like a couple of like a distinct model, and then like her voice. She has some like unique voiceovers and whatnot in this little thing.
Yeah,
and it's part of what Riot is calling luxury items.
Mm-hmm.
Which already seems just gross enough as is. That's so gross. Luxury goods, yeah. Which include like crazy skins that are typically between like $200 and $140 a piece. These are for the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
But in this new one, you have to play this thing called Sanctum. They'll have to use a new currency called Ancient Sparks to win prizes from a pool. Of course, you can buy those. And there's that skin, the new Jinx skin, which is classified as an S tier content. There's A tier content that has some exclusive coloring and some other stuff that's B tier content. So the lowest it goes will be B tier. And according to it, the ranges are the drop rates for each tier is a 0.5% to drop an S, 10 to A, and an 89% chance for B tier content.
Wow.
Apparently you can get it within about 80 rolls, which would cost you about $250.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is more or less just bringing back practices of loot boxes.
This is like trying to circumvent it in a weird way that I have a feeling it's going to be scrutinized and they're going to get in trouble for it. I feel like
it's so dumb, and I so hate them for it.
I mean, okay, here's the thing though. We all remember, well, those of us who are old enough to remember horse armor, which was just so
damn horse armor.
It's so absolutely ridiculous. Like, Bethesda didn't even, like, it was a joke for them too. But people buy it up.
Joke, but they tried it. They did it, and they made a lot of money off of it because people bought it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't think that it was going to sell, They're like, oh, this will be funny, like, and then it just, like, everybody wanted it.
There's always those people who are going to have more money than they know what to do with, and there's people with exposable income and stuff, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having stuff for them, and
no, as much as it's like
the price range of your game needs to reflect that. Man, if I pay $60 for a game, but over half of the game is locked behind me having to pay more money for shit, I'm going to be pissed. if I paid $10 for the game, or the game was free to play and it has this stuff, I'm going to be a little less like, okay, fine.
Well, I think what it boils down to is how much of it is purely cosmetic, because I think that's why horse armor sold so well, is that people were willing to pay for something that didn't really give you an advantage, and it was just cool. And nobody feels guilty about those things, right? Especially if it's a game where you're putting so much time into, where you think, you know what, I can give a little bit more for something silly and ridiculous, and because I enjoy this game and I want to try this out, I want to have something fun. And so, like, I get what you're saying. Like, it does depend on how much of that stuff, even if it is just purely cosmetic, is locked behind a paywall, for sure. But again, I think that's what makes it easy, because all of it is cosmetic, right?
Yeah, it's just skins.
Yeah,
and it's skins for, like, they specify with, like, these luxury goods. The reason they call them something different is these are for, like, these are for the whales. This is exactly who they're trying to target. They're trying to target the people who either love this game and just keep wanting to spend money on it, or whatever.
Yeah, and I do also. I
think it's the loot box idea that I technically have the biggest issue with. You want to charge? I think it's disgusting to charge almost $200 or $200 for a skin. I think that's gross. But okay, at least the people know what they're paying for. In this instance, it's a game. Like it.
Yeah, it's still you're turning it back into gambling again.
Yeah. Only this time you're giving me an actual coin to spend in it.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
It's the indeed. Yeah.
So, just in closing on that statement, fuck Riot Games.
You didn't announce though that they laid off more people.
Oh, that's true. Well, that wasn't part of what I was. Yeah, that wasn't part of my article. I didn't forget about that.
It says it in the title. Is it not part of the article?
Oh, it doesn't. It just says after the layoff.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's in the first sentence. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really talk about.
All of it. Yeah, they laid off 32 more people. And it's so confusing because, all right, they also said that they're going to be hiring more people. So I don't exactly understand. Like the best that I could give them is like there's some these 32 positions just aren't needed anymore, and you need to focus on a different aspect of your game. I don't know, like it would be interesting to know like who exactly was let go. Like, is it artists? Like, is it it seems so weird that you couldn't at least take some of these people and put them into these new positions that you need, unless they're just like it's a highly specialized thing. But I don't see how it could be that bad. Considering that it looks like they outsource a bunch of the highly specialized stuff to other companies.
Right.
So the only thing that I can really think of is that maybe there is a whole division where they don't outsource as much, and now they're going to, which is unfortunate. But that's the only thing that I can think it might actually be going on behind the scenes, where they're saying, oh, they need to get rid of people, but also hire some more people. It's very, very odd.
It's all part of this like restructuring. In fact, I don't think I had it in news or whatever, but there's game developers in France are like striking against man, I can't remember the developers. Like I said, I didn't actually put it on the news. It just come out yesterday, so I was kind of hoping there would be new information on it.
It's Don't Nod. If this is the one that you're thinking of, they're the ones that created what was that game called?
Stranger Than Life.
Yeah, something like that. What was it? Life is Strange?
Life is Strange.
I think that's what it's called.
I think that is it.
Yeah, that's what it's called. So yeah, I think they said they haven't actually announced how many people are losing their jobs. They said it could be up to 69 workers. So we'll see. That could be more depressing.
But they're striking because the reason they're laying off 69 employees is from bad decisions of the higher management, which is not being let go in any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're striking because of that, because it's just unjust that they're the ones laid off.
Yeah.
For decisions they had no control over.
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Shitty stuff. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll find out by next week whether they did lay off more people or not.
Yeah. So we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
But that was all my news, though.
Yeah. So the only other thing that I have is Pirate Games was talking more about the Pal World lawsuit.
Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair, which is the company that makes Pal World. And they're doing it not...
I didn't mean to do that. But so he goes and talks about how it doesn't have anything to do with the artwork, right? How it has to do strictly with what it looks like to be these patents. But we don't really know what the patents are, because I mean, Nintendo hasn't released that information yet. The courts haven't released that information, and it still sounds like what do they call Pocket Pair, right?
Yeah.
Pocket Pair still doesn't know what they're being sued for, which is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I don't know how there can.
That does seem ridiculous, because how are you supposed to create a defense?
Exactly.
Like a defense for your actions when you don't know entirely what you're in trouble for.
Yeah, precisely. And that's the thing, is that like either it means that Pocket Pair is lying, which I don't think they are, because they've been very forthright with all of their information. Nobody's caught them out on lying about shit up to this point. And I don't think that they would hide something like that. But it seems really weird that Nintendo hadn't served them any information before, any requests to like stop what they're doing, and doesn't outwardly name what patents that they have violated in this lawsuit. So I don't know. This situation is just it's very weird. And I mean, bottom line, we still don't know enough about it. But I think what's important here is that I don't blame Nintendo so much for wanting to defend their patents. Like, whether this patent is something that's obvious or not, I think that could be contested. But I think it's important that smaller developers have the ability to patent unique mechanics of games that they come up with. Because patents don't last as long as copyright does. So I don't think it's something that impacts game development as much as like crazy shit like copyright does. I think copyright, the way it is currently, at least in the US, it's utter bullshit. But for patents, I think it's only like 10 years. It might be 20 years. But I feel like it's only 10. Or somewhere around there. Which brings me back to the Nemesis stuff. Because I think that is such a cool system. We've talked about this before.
The Nemesis system is very cool.
Yeah. And it's I want to dig into what patent law is a little bit more to see, because it's been, when did that game come out? Like, it's been a while, right? Like, it has to have been like 10 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I actually just recently watched a video on like interesting like games that have like patented mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And the video kind of definitely stemmed off of like, you know, the news that we're dealing with currently.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
With like Nintendo's thing. But it's still like really interesting on like so many levels.
Oh yeah.
Of like why.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it like
it's so weird because Nintendo is this beast that I just absolutely hate some of their decisions sometimes. And again,
hard company to love. That's
yeah, I would be totally okay with it if they just would at least tell Pocket Pair what they're trying to accuse them of. It just feels like right now, like they've just gone to mom and been like, he did something bad, you know.
It is very weird not to. It's like, in just like a legal sense, it's very weird not to like tell the person why you're suing them.
Yeah, no.
How is anybody supposed to defend themselves when you don't know entirely what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What you're defending.
It's dumb, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, so I got some other things here though too. I got some deals that I found as well. There's a lot of sales going on right now. So before we move on to our stuff, our weeks, just a quick run by here. You can get Tears of the Kingdom for the Switch physical copy on Amazon right now for $39.99. That's 43% off.
Ooh la la.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, over on Steam, you can get Alan Wake 2 and its DLC for 50% off as part of Epic's Halloween sale. Resident Evil 4 Remake is down to $21.99 on Amazon, but that is only for the Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4. And there's one more. Oh, yes. You can get a 2 terabyte PS5 SSD with a heatsink for $120, which is the cheapest that I've seen that in some time. It might be the cheapest that I've seen it, period. So for 2 terabytes of a really fast SSD. That's over on Amazon. It's from Next Storage. So if you're looking for any of those, now's the time to jump on them.
Sweet.
I also got some release dates. There's some cool stuff coming out this next week.
Your cool stuff.
We talked about this before. Worshippers of Cthulhu. That's getting its release date on Monday, the 21st. That'll be just for PC. There's a game called Speedolama. Did you guys ever play the Duke Nukem, like the old 2D Duke Nukem games?
Yeah, I did.
So this looks like that. It has that same sort of feel, just a lot more fast paced. And you play as llamas. So there's that. That also comes out on the 21st.
I can't approve of that.
Typical llama loving.
There's a game called Claws and Chaos. It's for PC. That is a... So I thought it was going to be like a cutesy, like, kind of RPG style, like 2D cutesy little game. But like halfway through, there's some really inappropriate jokes thrown into the trailer. So I don't think it's as innocent as it appears to be.
Okay.
But it looks kind of fun. And then there's this Kong Survivor Instinct for the PS5, Xbox X and S, and the PC. That kind of looks like This War of Mine. It's like a 2D side-scrolly game where you're looking for somebody while King Kong is attacking. It looks like California. So it actually looks kind of interesting. That's coming out on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, the real thing I wanted to know was Shin-Chan. Shin-Chan Shiro and the Cold Town. It's coming out on the Switch and PC, so wanted to check that out because it actually looks kind of interesting. Looks like point and clicky adventure sort of.
Fun.
Yeah. But yeah, there's some other games that are coming out too. There's actually a lot of these looked really interesting. That I'd never even heard of before, but yeah. So it'll be a good week next week to check out some games.
Sweet.
But with that, let's jump into our weeks. Who wants to go first? Not everyone at once.
Oh, excellent question, Christian. I'm playing Thronefall.
What's it called?
Exciting Thronefall.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little minimalist tower defense game. Super fun. Been tearing it up lately. It's the same guys who did Kingdoms. That it feels a lot like that game, but top down instead of side scrolly.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Then I've also been playing a little Kingdoms, and this morning I played a little bit of Hades too, because some new content came out for it, but I didn't even touch any of the new content yet, so I just went on a couple of runs. I was like, oh yeah.
What's the new content?
I remember how to play. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff they added.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a pretty big content drop. I think there's more like bosses to fight and stuff now. You can go like further into stuff, flesh it out a little bit more. Some of the stages. So a lot more fun to be had there, I guess.
Yeah.
So check that out if you like Hades 2. This new stuff came out like 3 days ago for it.
That's cool. They're still coming out with stuff for it.
Well, it's still in early access. They're not the 1.0
Oh, is
yet.
it? I thought that it was released. When does it release?
It's in early access. I don't know when the 1.0 is going to come out. Someday. Soon. But yeah, you still can't you can't finish the game still.
Yeah.
In its current state, which is a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of currently just kind of waiting till most of it comes out. Because I already did like a lot of that game. So it feels like They don't really have new content yet. For me.
Yeah.
I might wait for 1.0 as well. I was playing around a little bit with it today, but it probably would be worth just waiting for 1.0 on.
It's just one of those games that, like, waiting for the release might just be better.
I agree with that.
That's fair. That happens.
Let's see. And that's it. That was my whole week. No. Although that was most of it. Me and Christian watched Alien Romulus yesterday.
Oh, how was that?
That was all right. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I give it a 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I quite liked it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Give it a 9 out of 12. Should pick arbitrary numbers.
That's a good arbitrary set of numbers there. I approve.
5 out of 7.
I like the sound of those numbers.
It's supposed to come after 2, right? Or Aliens?
It happens between Alien and Aliens.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty shortly after the events of the first one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The thing that causes the whole problem is the xenomorph that Ripley shoots out to space in the first one. They go find that and experiment on it, and so one obvious thing happens with it. And then the movie is following a crew going to, like, salvage the space station where that one obvious thing happened. Yeah, pretty fun. Seemed like pretty low budget too. I mean, it is like, movie budget, so it's $40 million, but relatively low budget for a sci-fi movie.
Did you feel like you had to have seen the first movie in order to, like, grasp it completely?
No, most of the stuff feels more just like Easter eggy, like stuff that's there for people who care. But, no, I don't think.
I think there's bits that
there's no necessary. The story stands up by itself. There's no like.
I do think that there's bits that you'll enjoy a bit more.
Yeah.
If you have watched, like,
that's what
most of the
Easter eggs are there for.
Alien stuff, including like Prometheus and all that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it makes references to all of those.
That's
all
cool.
Those movies. Yeah, that was pretty fun though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Not a bad Alien movie. Certainly better than some Alien movies. Alien Resurrection.
You're right. None can hold up to that excellence of a movie.
Cinematic masterpiece that was Alien Resurrection.
So, yeah, we skipped over that completely.
It's a fun movie though. I mean, it's terrible, but it's fun.
I think I'm
the dude in the wheelchair.
Watch it because it's been I don't remember, like, what dude in the wheelchair. I don't.
There's some fun characters. There's that hard ass in the wheelchair who fucking has like that shotgun and shit. Of course he dies a terrible way, but like he's cool up until then.
I do not remember that at all. Holy shit.
A badass in a wheelchair. Yeah, hell yeah. It would be rocked.
Yeah, but it's things like that I want to go back and watch and see how they are,
Yeah. Do ignore how bad the CGI
is. Yeah. I'm sure.
What else you got?
What else do I have? We finished watching Miracle Workers.
Hell yeah, we did.
And then we looked it up, and the show is in fact canceled. There will be no more.
Oh, burn.
It was so good too. And yeah, Really? I mean, at least it didn't like end on a cliffhanger or anything. Mm-hmm. Each season's its own isolated story, so that's why we got 4 complete stories.
Yeah.
There will be no 5th. Yeah. But yeah, what a delightful show with Daniel Radcliffe and Steve Buscemi and other actors that I've never really seen in anything before, but that I enjoyed in that show as well.
That's good. That's good.
That kind of pretty much is it for my week. I didn't do too much.
Yeah, busy with work and whatnot.
Yeah, mostly just working all the damn time.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Oh yeah. I wish there was more time for sure. Especially for cleaning this yard. Ugh, God. Housework's the worst.
Agreed. Terrible.
I guess I'll go next. Do you want me to go next, Christian? Or?
Go for it.
Okay. What did I do?
Oh,
did I do
what
anything?
Didn't you do?
I know,
rascal.
All right. Well, let's. First off, I haven't picked up Zelda anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I've been busy with a lot of things too, so it's been mostly downtime. Not really playing much of anything. The one game that I did play though, it's Mario Party. The new Mario Party came out 2 days ago on Thursday. And it
must
is.
Think you're so cool by picking that up.
Well, it's a really, really good Mario Party. Like the last few, they've been like they haven't been bad, but they've been lackluster. But first off, there's like at least 6 different boards so far. Which the last few games have only had like 4. So this is cool that there's just more. There's more variety to play with.
I mean, that's always been their biggest downfall, really.
Yeah, definitely. So having more, I don't know if there's any more to unlock. I don't think so, but we'll see. But they also have included a new Mario Party style of playing called, I think it's just called Pro Mode. And it changes up the basic rule set. It's like hard locked the way that it works. There's 12 rounds. You get to know what there's only one bonus star at the end, but you get to know what that bonus star is for before the game begins. So if it's something like the most spaces moved, you need to pick up all the items that you can to go more spaces. So it influences what you're buying and whatnot. On top of that, the stores only have 2 of each item. Once those 2 are gone, they are just sold out. So that makes it interesting on top of that. But yeah, there's a bunch of other little rules like that. So we played one game like that. It's not as like, it's a little more competitive, I'll say. It makes it so it's not as Mario Kart like, where like somebody can get like a bajillion stars in like a few rounds, and all of a sudden it's like the person in last gets all the way up into first in the last 10 rounds of the game or whatever. Or and 5 rounds.
And the person who is in first just gets screwed over entirely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can you tell I have a little bit of resentment for that fucking game?
I can tell you have some experience with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it gets rid of that. If that's more of your style of play, to make it more of a serious game, less of a chance sort of thing, then yeah, you can play that way. Which is really cool. And then
I like the option bit. It's cool to have an option.
Yeah, definitely.
On which way to play.
Yeah. I think they had this in the last one too, but there's like a music mini game you can play. So you have to like move the Joy-Cons to the beat of the music that's playing. So that's cool. And they have some other mini games too that we didn't like check out. But it seems really full featured, so it's a so far. Which I don't know how, like, it seems to be doing better than a lot more new stuff and just better overall than previous Mario Party games. So yeah, it's good times. I'm enjoying it.
Sweet.
And then let's see. So TV wise, we're on season 3 of The Good Place. And so far, the way that each season has like changed up what's kind of going on in the story has been super enjoyable. So this season, I'm super excited to see how they have it all play out, because they're like in an alternate reality now, back on Earth and whatnot. So that should be cool and fun. And yeah, I don't know, like I thought that I was gonna like kind of get tired of the show by now, but it's still really funny. Like they're keeping a good pace. Just because, I mean, the premise of it just seems very like it wouldn't lend itself to having even like multiple, like even just a second season. But the way they're changing up the gimmick of it, it's good. So obviously I know it only went for 4 seasons, so we'll see if that falls apart.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen that last season, so
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's fun. It's good.
I think I've seen the season you're watching now, but
and then Agatha All Along. So I've been watching that, and I gotta say it's starting to feel like the last 2 episodes. So I didn't watch the episode that has come out most recently, so I think that means I'm 4 episodes in, 4 or 5. But the last few episodes have felt very D&D like they're like the story is they're on like a D&D campaign. So it's fun. It doesn't feel like the typical Marvel show. Like it doesn't feel like a Marvel show at all, honestly. So that's kind of cool too. Just because, I mean, it's all magic, you know. It's not really superhero-y. There aren't any real heroes at this point. They're all just witches, so it just kind of feels like a fun little magic adventure. So yeah, so it's been good.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm trying not to have any spoilers for me. But I know there's like something that's coming up soon, because I almost spoiled it for myself from reading the news.
Yeah, you got to be careful doing that. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. If I learned anything, you want to put yourself in a terrible mood, then go ahead and go read the news, I guess. I don't know why you'd want to put yourself in that terrible mood, but
well, that's just normal for reading any news, honestly. There's never any good news.
No, it's universal.
Yeah. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about actually is so I think I told you guys about how I was having problems with Dead Space, right? How like the game had locked up on me and my computer was acting funky, and I saw that it was like overheating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it turns out I was running, I can't remember why, but I was running some synthetic test. And before the test would even start, my computer would just throttle. It would just throttle immediately. I looked at the temperatures. It wasn't, like, the CPU wasn't overheating in any way, shape, or form. But I found out that some component was flagging itself as overheating. And so, yeah, basically after like scouring the web, I found out that my motherboard just has some shitty components in it. So I can't run my CPU at the full potential that it can reach. So that's good to know. But yeah, I've kind of dialed that in and whatnot, and I've done some other things to kind of take care of the cooling. And yeah, I don't know, like, it's really frustrating having done, when I first put this computer together, having done all this research only to find out like years later people were like, oh yeah, there's a shitty component in here that everybody has problems with. Like, you're gonna have problems running your CPU at max settings if that's what you want to do. And I'm not even trying to run it at max settings, honestly. I'm just trying to play some freaking Dead Space. So, but at least I figured it out. I don't think I'm gonna pick up a new motherboard though, because I mean, I don't know, unless I can find something really cheap. It just seems like it'd be too expensive just to get a little bit more performance out of it, but especially since I've had the thing for nearly 5 years now. But yeah. With that though, Christian, you said you had some cooling issues, right?
I've just been having like weird memory issues.
Oh, memory issues. Okay.
With my RAM. Although some of it seems to have kind of cleared up. I don't know. But I can play God of War now, so.
Oh, that's good. Do you have all 4 RAM slots populated, or?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
I do. But it was like, I have like quite a lot of RAM, but it was like saying I was using like 76% on like an idle state.
Oh, whoa.
And I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Sounds like you had a memory leak of some sort. Oh yeah, I think we talked about this, yeah. But it's working now?
Yeah, for the most part. And then if I reset the game, it seems to handle fine.
Mm-hmm. Let me know if more issues come up, because that's one thing that I was looking at. Eventually, I want to be this hardware be my next server. And RAM prices are pretty low right now, so I was thinking of like maxing out the RAM in this thing, which means I'll be replacing all the RAM. So if you need more, I'm not sure if if the RAM sticks that I have would give you more, but maybe they will. So
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something wrong with it. My motherboard's getting fairly old too. I'm starting to reach the limits of games again.
Mm-hmm.
At least as far as it's like CPU software.
Mm-hmm.
And whatnot.
Gotcha. Yeah, maybe we'll have to look at that.
But that's for the future.
Yeah.
My next task is getting me an electric scooter.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all for me, so.
Sweet. Boy, I had a week. Let me tell you.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, tell us. We're waiting.
Well, first, the other day, I got off of work and I was like, oh, well, I'll hop on a scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing that. That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
Been enjoying that. and I got on, and the scooter was going like 13 miles an hour. They're supposed to be locked at 15, but this one was going like a lot slower, and I just wanted to die.
That sucks.
It was so bad. Like, even just like the 2 miles an hour, it was so noticeably slower that I just like stopped midway through my ride. I was like, "Oh, F this! I'm just gonna go take the bus." And then, like, cut my ride short, got to the bus stop.
That's unfortunate.
So I had that happen, which to me just means I need an electric scooter. That's what I need.
Yeah, you need your own.
Yeah.
That will be running at the right speed.
Yeah.
Well, plus, didn't you say that the ones you're looking at would be like twice the speed or something like that?
The ones I'm looking at are going to be anywhere from like 18 to like 22.
Okay.
Depending. Although there's ones out there that go like a lot faster than that. But even just like the 15 miles an hour one, when they're at that, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Perfectly fast enough. But even going like the 2 miles an hour, it's just such a noticeably difference that it's like, oh, okay, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So with that like little bit of a difference, I think going the other way, going higher, is going to feel even better, like even faster.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, that should be fun. I should have that in another couple weeks. I'll probably be purchasing that. I get paid this week, so yeah, by next paycheck. Set most of this check aside, and the next check we'll be able to get it. With some wiggle room on costs, so I can have some options on what I want to do.
Yeah.
Which is always nice to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you got going on? Just the scooter.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it was the scooter thing. That's
Do you get
it.
distracted by your game?
I did get distracted by my game. Anyways, I'm playing a cool game. It's called Frontline Crisis. It's a pretty cool, pretty just like tower defense game, but it has some pretty like deep mechanics going on in this game. It's pretty fun. You have like operators that control like how big of a land you can have, or like area you can control, which then you can go and put like different buildings in. And of course you have a bunch of different types of buildings. And different ones you can unlock. It's run by like mission by mission. Each mission has like a few things you can find in it though. And that denotes like your stars. Like you can get up to 3 stars in any given mission, you know? But that's based on like how much of the secret stuff in the stage you found. So there's like 3 secret things per stage.
Gotcha.
And all of them unlock like new stuff for you, either new operators or new buildings. It's all quite fun. But you play as like this mech bot. We'll go play one. We'll go play it. And it's pretty cool. Like just tower defense from the other side here. Bad guys will come.
Okay.
And we just gotta collect enough minerals. There's this like purple stuff. Underneath the purple stuff is where you'll find the like the secrets. You can like clean away the purple.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, I'm gonna lose.
Jeez, man. You even game?
No, I'm not good. I'm not good. I never claimed to be good. Never wanted to be good.
That's fair. That's fair.
Any delusion on that is any thought otherwise is purely a fabrication of your own mind, not mine.
Never been good and I'm not about to start now.
Right. Well, that looks interesting.
It's a pretty fun, like really simple but in depth
and like
little game.
The way it's laid out, it kind of makes me feel like this could have been on your Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Super Nintendo like.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun as far as any like tower defense, and I don't really like tower defense games all that much. But this one's cool. Nothing really happens without you, but you got to build up your little base by collecting all this, minerals and excess stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
So it has kind of a feel of RTS.
Yeah.
And then you find like one of the secrets is you find puzzle pieces, and there's like you can go build little puzzles. They're like little just move image pieces around puzzles. So pretty basic, but like still something, just another layer of the game. As you complete those puzzles, you'll unlock different like special buildings. So a lot of it is just like unlocking more and more buildings and better guns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's like a whole different gun I've never seen before. Anyways, yeah, this game's been pretty cool. I got this pretty recently. It was pretty cheap. It's like $10.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
What else did I play? I did play some more God of War. Which is so good. It's such a good game. And then I heard about there was like rumors of a God of War TV show coming.
Oh, were there?
And yeah, there were for a while from Amazon. But apparently it's been going through quite the development hell.
Mm-hmm. Do they have like how far into development is it? Do they know?
Well, from the article I was reading, I think they're replacing their like director, and so I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't bode well.
Nope.
But that's on top of Amazon doing that like secret levels thing,
mm-hmm.
where they're gonna do like little shorts around like video game IP.
Yeah.
And God of War is supposed to have a segment on that.
Oh, okay. That's cool. It could be a good show if done right. I see the potential in it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely potential to be had.
Yeah.
The secret levels thing intrigues me. That show intrigues me quite a bit. I like short story shows. I like, little anthologies
mm-hmm.
and stuff. So that's cool. And then I have it all video game based. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Given the IPs they end up getting on their side and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. What the fuck did I just do in this game? I don't understand what's going on in my game. Anything else you got?
Let's see.
Movies, books?
Oh, I watched the new horror anthology VHS.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, we watched that too.
That was a lot of fun. VHS Beyond. So it was all about aliens, like outer space, extraterrestrial stuff. One of the short stories was directed by Mike Flanagan, who directed like House on Haunted Hill, the Fall of the House of Usher, and a whole bunch of other great horror things. He directed one of the short stories. It was pretty fun. They got a lot of like YouTube people. I don't know if you've ever watched them, but the Corridor Crew, like CGI guys. They're like a bunch of like effects artists and stuff.
Are they the ones that like they do the breakdowns of visual effects?
Yeah, they'll have like somebody who helped on like visual effects of a movie, and they'll do like conversations of scenes. and stuff. They had them on there at one point to be like, examining and trying to debunk a video evidence thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And then on the Mike Flanagan one, Alana Pierce was the actress, the lead actress in that skit, and did really good. It's quite enjoyable. The Mike Flanagan story is just like super messed up. This girl just gets like abducted by aliens, but in a like stowaway way.
What do you mean?
She sneaks on like the ship.
Oh, okay.
And the ship like takes off, but then like gravity and force and all that gets applied to her, and she gets like thrown around a ship.
Wow. Yeah.
But on top of that, there's these like the controls for the ship are like these wires that are like really like cut her skin like really bad. Like she barely touches it, and it's like making her bleed and stuff.
Wow.
So she just gets like blenderized through there.
Blenderized.
There's more to it too. It's really good. You should watch it. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it, really. Oh, I did get was that Kingdoms 2 Crown game?
Yeah,
that Andrew played last week. And that was a lot of fun. We played it co-op style for a good like hour and a half.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was pretty good. So
yeah, it was
got a nice couch co-op. Nice little split screen.
Yeah, we were smoking some weed and just plugged up his controller into my computer, and just played split screen.
That's cool.
Like the good old days. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss the days of couch co-op. Not much of that going around anymore. Well, yeah. Guess that does it. Nothing else you got?
No, that was my week. Really, it was pretty boring.
No. I don't think it was that bad.
No, but you had a good week.
Yeah, you had a good week. We're proud of you.
I watched a number of stuff. Like we said earlier, we watched the Miracle Workers, and we watched those 2 movies. That's pretty good. It's like that's pretty good. That's more than usual for my week.
There was 4 seasons of television and 2 movies. What do you people want from us?
right?
That's more than I usually do in my 2 weeks, so or in my week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we didn't watch all 4 seasons of Miracle Workers in a week, but we finished it.
You could have.
Boy, did we finished it.
Yeah, you probably could. They're just 10 episode, half-hour long episode season. It's 20 hours of content in total, if that.
I mean, we finished it all. It's done now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Never see it again.
Yeah. All right. Well, guess we'll call it there.
I guess we will.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we gotta.
I mean, we can hang around, you know. I don't know what else we could do.
I have to call it there.
Yeah, it'd be best for sure. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Do we have anything going on this weekend? You guys have any plans?
I mean, we have our game.
Pathfinder after this.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're playing.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. I got a concert I'm going to tonight. But yeah, maybe we'll do something tomorrow.
Maybe we will.
Yeah.
Damn the clown.
Maybe we will.
I want to do some metaphysical.
Ugh. It's so wonky.
It is indeed. But that's what gives it its charm.
Okay. Really pushing the limits, right?
I mean, with some of the ways that Golfy has been treating us.
At least it's running better.
Golfy?
As it's been running.
It has been.
It kicks us out all the time.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's more of this, the level generation has been something to be desired.
Oh, it is mean. It is most definitely mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the whole
cruel game.
It was Zoe and who else got stuck in the hole? Was it Ben?
I think Ben got stuck in a hole at one point.
Yeah.
The impossible hole.
Yeah. So that wasn't cool. But yeah, no, you can't win them all, I suppose. But yeah, we'll figure out something though. Yeah, tune in then, and next week we're here every Saturday, almost every Saturday, to talk into your ear holes about video game news and whatnot.
Ooh boy, am I talking in ears. Holes.
And yeah, you can catch us on the Twitch, the YouTubes, on our website, classicgamerbrain.com, and follow us on, what do we got? We got the Facebooks, we got the Twitters. Oh, I'm sorry, the X's. And join our Discord, where you can, what can you do on there? You can talk directly at us.
What can't you do?
But yeah. All right. Thank you again, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Love you. Bye.
Bye.